my beloved ones, now I would like to talk about a common phenomenon which is most probably all known to, which is most probably known to all of you, about happiness. What is happiness? Well, everyone might describe this phenomenon the way one understands it, the way one feels what it might be when one recalls moments of happiness in the past. But in general, I would like to expand your outlook on happiness and just to propose you a little bit different approach to this phenomenon. Usually people consider they are happy when they are healthy, when the members of their families are healthy, when they are well off, they have a roof above their head, so it might be an apartment or a separate house. Some people consider they are happy if they have nice friends whom they might trust, when they are well off in a big city. That's the environment they consider of great importance. So, in a way, happiness is a very individual and a peculiar approach to one's mode of living. But it is not yet a real and true, well, I would say, description of happiness. Or it is rather a certain emotional description of this phenomenon. Emotional, it means that it might be changeable. It might change very quickly. If the circumstances are different, happiness vanishes, disappears. But happiness cannot disappear. Happiness is an eternal phenomenon which is spread all over creation. We don't even think about what is creation. We don't even think what is our planet. We don't think much about the mankind, about humanity, about other people, apart from our family members or some collective we work in, or some group of friends if we have closer association with our friends and spend a lot of leisure time together with them. So to have a certain notion, understanding of creation, it's far beyond our consciousness, far beyond our regular ideas that we might ponder on. That's why I would like to attract your attention to a broader scale of thinking, just to expand your outlook so that you would begin to think that there is such a thing as creation. If we have the word which means creator, so it's just natural, it's common sense that there must be some creation created by this very same creator. Therefore, all the universe is not a vacuum. It's filled up with plenty of planets that host a multitude of different activities, different sorts of activity. And this different activity is being performed by myriads of our brethren of different spiritual status. They are all both personalities and living beings below the level of personality, because personality is a certain form of living energy outpoured by Creator, who is the source and center of energy. So all creation is filled up with myriads of planets inhabited by myriads of living beings of personality status, personality order. And if we have all creation that is filled up with Creator's love, and this love is being experienced by every individual family member, so this is already the feeling of happiness within this individual, because it is Creator who is the source and center of love. And once He pours out His love in living energy vibrations, pouring out down upon the whole of creation, upon all these myriads of planets and myriads of personalities. So each personality, having turned to Creator and having discovered Creator within, begins gradually to experience these high frequency vibrations within oneself. And this is the feeling and experience of Creator's love. And all of a sudden, this love stimulates creatures, or in this case, Creator's child's consciousness, mind, to perform certain good deeds for the benefit of the whole of the creation family, no matter where he might live, on what planet, and in what particular place on this planet. He desires to perform a good deed for the benefit of all. And all of a sudden, he feels that he is happy while he is doing this deed of goodness, this action which he devotes to other brethren, devotes out of his or her heart. And this devotion is being stimulated by Creator's love within. So this sort of activity provokes the state of consciousness which this person, or actually personality, starts describing as happiness. He begins to understand the value of happiness within once he is doing anything good for the benefit of all without. And this acquires meaning that is being given into his subconsciousness by Creator, who has bridged this human with Creator himself by sending his own fragment into human's mind, and this fragment is called thought adjuster. So this living bridge, this fragment of Creator, the spirit of Creator, thought adjuster, is passing all eternal values that characterize Creator's character traits, like love, mercy, justice, goodness, wisdom, service, and all these traits, all these values, once they are employed by a human being, make up happiness. Because a human being begins to feel, experience that he really is exercising these eternal values in his everyday life, and he is being rewarded with such a pleasant state of consciousness. And he begins to name this state of consciousness happiness. He feels that this sort of state of consciousness makes him feel happy. He desires to do goodness to others, as this is the meaning of his life on the planet. And in addition to it, he experiences this sort of reward in the form of happiness. And all of a sudden, he forgets that just a moment ago, he was considering that happiness is only when he is healthy, or when his family members are healthy, when they are well off, when they have good careers, when they have respect on the part of their friends or neighbors. All of a sudden he realizes that it is not enough for being happiness. He needs these eternal values to be permanently present within. And it is not enough just to have them within. They should be actively employed in his everyday life. And then he is receiving this grand award from Creator himself. His happy life, meaningful life, with all the eternal values from Creator himself. And this is happiness. And happiness is eternal, as the source and center of happiness is Creator, who is also the source and center of eternity, and the source and center of energy. So once we employ eternal values in our everyday life, so we have our eternal happiness, which is far beyond our former definition of happiness or understanding of happiness. And we do understand that even those who have no material wealth, as against others accumulated heaps of material health, but they are not happy in the real sense of the word. While this person lacking material wealth is in reality happy because he has eternal riches within, eternal values from and of Creator himself. And he becomes a true image of Creator in his environment. And he's happy about being the image of Creator in his own environment. He is also happy because he is a son or a daughter of Creator. And this state of mind, this state of consciousness is also eternal if we continue to keep our living communion with Creator. And we are drinking Creator's living water, His love. And we are biting Creator's living bread by performing certain deeds of goodness. And all of a sudden we are rewarded by Creator by happiness, by the meaningful life, which is actually the most important thing for everyone. Without one's meaningful life, no one can be happy. No one can reach happiness by any other actions, desires, fancies, but by discovering Creator within and acting together with Creator for the benefit of all. And this is true happiness that makes people in reality feel happy and healthy. The body is being controlled by man's brain. And this material organ controls all the cells of our material body, living cells. And the central nervous system is also based on the operation of our brain. So once the brain is being controlled by our spiritual personality, by our personality mind, we do understand that without eternal values of Creator and without fusing our will with that of Creator, we shall never be happy. And it is merely a futile effort to strive for happiness in our material environment, in our material life, for happiness, denying Creator's existence, denying the source and center of happiness. That's why, my beloved ones, if you want to be healthy, that now you accept as one of the traits of your happiness. So keep in mind what you have just heard from me. Expand your outlook on happiness. Raise your eyes high above into the sky, which is within you, and discover Creator within, and you shall Just confirm my words, confirm my assertions as you truly become happy, and happiness shall reign within you together with Creator's love, and you shall be healthy and happy forever with Creator within, for the benefit of all and for your own personal benefit. Trust my words, trust me, for I know what I speak of. Amen.